much energy. Put in your booby rocks. Live your best life. Keep doing you. So much energy. Let's stick together with some high kicks. Wow. All right, everybody. Welcome to this episode of So Much Energy. It's me, Jenny McKinney, and I'm here with our new co-host this week because Jeff Jones is in New York. So, it's Jeff Jones' sister and my sister, Jessica Jones. So, she goes by a few names. We call her Miss. Never called her Jessica. I only call her Jessica if I'm talking about you to somebody else so they know who I'm talking about. But you go by JJ at school.
Yeah.
Yep, and then what else do people call you?
Jess.
Oh, okay. But most everybody knows you as JJ?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Just the fam calls me Miss. So.
Yeah.
And then I have to explain why people call me Miss. I don't know.
What I don't even know why we do that.
I honestly don't have a clue.
I don't know.
You know what? I think it stemmed back from when I was younger and Mom would call me Miss Press.
Oh, I hated that. Angie would
Yeah.
call me that. Her cousin
Yeah.
would call me that, and I would stomp off. I'd hate that. Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
well, speaking of Miss Priss, why don't bears wear shoes?
Why don't bears wear shoes?
Yeah.
Good question.
Because they have bare feet. So stupid. Oh, man. Yeah. So you might notice we all have the Jones laugh. All of us laugh in the same sequence. The same, like, yeah. And when we all get together, when all the Joneses get together, it's all like, I don't know if you remember seeing that on the Funniest Home Videos. The one lady that had like 6 babies, I think she had like quintuplets or something.
Yes.
And she had them laying all out around her, and her husband was making them all laugh, and they all had the exact same laugh. That's how it is with us at a Jones family function.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. Good stuff. Yeah. So Jeffy's in New York this week. So, yeah, I appreciate you stepping in, and I know you're busy.
No problem.
Yeah. One of us on this podcast works 3 jobs. I don't. I just have a full-time and a side hustle thing going on, but you work 3 almost full-time jobs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's busy.
To buy food, you know?
Yeah. Do you just have do you feel like you're very organized to coordinate all that, or you're just running full blast? No. You're just running a marathon every day.
Every day. Yeah.
Every day.
I wake up and I'm like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah. You're like, let me stretch, get my tennis shoes on. I'm about to run a marathon. We got to get this done. Yeah. And that's kind of exactly how it is, right? Like, you have to jump over hurdles. They get people jump out into the runway. Like, the rug gets pulled out from under you every now and then.
I'm jumping over piles of laundry just to get out the door.
Piles of laundry. I mean, you're running because, then it's a crap storm and there's no umbrella. I mean, you got a lot of obstacles. It's kind of like on Double Dare when they'd have obstacles, but that's just your life every day.
Yeah. Every day.
Every day. And the prize, sleep, and you get to eat.
Yeah.
Right.
And you might be able to pee.
Yeah, you gotta wear a diaper every now and then. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man.
Don't fail me now.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. And it's just like that full blast every day, right?
Yeah, every day.
Yeah.
I get Christmas Day off.
Christmas Day?
Yeah.
So 364 other days of the year.
Yeah.
When people are crabby because they're like, man, I only get the weekend off.
I'm so sick of hearing that. Every time I'm at the salon and I'm cutting hair, it's always some crappy guy that comes in and sits down. And like, I get it. We're the first people that you see after work before you actually get home and take it out on your family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's so hard to sit there and listen to people. Oh, I've already been at work 4 days this week. And it's like, I've been on 7 days for 3 years. So.
Right. Where you're like, my last day off was when we were singing Happy Birthday, Jesus.
Right.
And Shannon. It's Shannon's birthday, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But, oh, man, that is busy. Yeah, people are pretty crazy. Have you had, how have customers been, like this past week? I know energy. I feel like I say that every week. Energy's intense this week, but it's been like that for like a few months, you know?
Well, it's intense every week for you, I'm sure.
I guess pretty intense. Some weeks are more intense than others. Last week people were very angry, but it was like multiplied. Like angry was multiplied.
Do you think that has to do with how the moon is? Like, obviously, when there's a full moon, people act a certain way, but I also believe that it's where it's at for you. Where the moon is.
Where it's in your chart and it affects you, and yes. And I also believe it affects people differently. And like I'll have certain body parts that hurt when I know that I'm in like a certain moon cycle. I know that the earth energy has also been intense. We've had solar flares for like the week. Well, not only that, with the northern lights, that's why we could see them. We had like geomagnetic storms. So that's been pretty intense for people. You know, when that happens, people usually get like flu-like symptoms. So people are like, oh, my muscles ache, my bones ache, I have a headache. They get very achy and almost like they're coming down with something. So people just have to be careful, you know, don't give into that and don't say those things out loud because then you manifest, you know, certain things. Yeah. So
you don't want to do that.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just like, energy's crazy this week because I don't want to say like, oh, you know, things hurt, you know, because I don't even want to give that any energy.
Got a cramp in my ass.
I know. Yeah. So we had talked about, I wanted to share some different clairs. And last time I talked about, I don't know what Jeff Jones, he had a funny joke about a clair. I don't remember. I just said I wanted an e-clair. That's what I'm... They're called Clairsenses. Okay? And so let me know if any of these resonate with you. I'm just going to go over one. I'm going to tell you all of them. I'll reiterate and then just kind of give more information about one specific. And then, well, I'll kind of just give a little snippet about each one. Okay. And then you tell me if any of these resonate with you or if you're like, no, that sounds crazy. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even have any of that in my life. Okay, So clairvoyance means clear seeing. So this is when visions, past, present, and future, flash through our mind's eye or our third eye, much like a daydream. So many of us are highly visual and able to understand an idea best when we see it written or sketched out as an image on a computer screen or a canvas. So visual people usually choose to be artists, builders, photographers, decorators, things like that. And if this sounds familiar, your clairvoyance is most likely a dominant sense. Okay?
Yes.
So clairvoyance. Do you feel like you're very visual?
Yes.
Yes. So visual people are 40% of the population.
Wow.
Yeah, so 40% of us are very visual. Clairaudience, okay, means not that you're getting up in front of people. It means clear hearing. So clairaudience, like audio. This is when we hear words, sounds, or music in our own mind's voice. So on rare occasions, spirit may be able to communicate and create audible sound, though this takes a tremendous amount of focused energy. So some of us best retain and comprehend information when we hear it spoken aloud. Our natural talents tend to lie in our auditory faculties, often making us gifted musicians, singers, writers, public speakers. So if this feels right for you, clairaudience may be a leading sense for you. And you can have more than one of these. We're just talking about like what would be.
Ask that if you could have more than one, you know.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I missed that.
Oh, I was just saying, I was gonna ask that if you could have more than one.
Yes, yes. I mean, you can have all 6, but you usually have a dominant. Like, you can write with both hands, but you have a dominant hand.
Right.
Right. Yes. So clairaudience. Do you feel like that's something that you have? Do you hear things in your mind's, like your mind's ear? No, not even close. Okay. Clairsentience. Clairsentience means clear feeling. So this entails feelings. You feel a person or a spirit's emotions, feeling, or another physical pain. Almost like being an empath. If you're an empath, you're clairsentient. Many of us are clairsentient without consciously being aware. When we get a strong gut feeling, positive or negative, about someone we just met, or we get the chills for no apparent reason, we may be tuning into our emotional energy of a person or spirit around us. So when we're highly sensitive or in tune, not only with our own feelings, but with the feelings of others, this makes us natural healers and caregivers. We often feel inspired to pursue careers as doctors, therapists, counselors, nannies, teachers, and if this is you, clairsentience is at the top of your sense list. Do you have that?
Okay.
Do you sense other people's feelings?
Sometimes, not always.
Yeah. What do you think changes when you feel it sometimes and not all the time?
If I'm at work, then it makes it more difficult for me to have, be in tune with somebody.
Gotcha. Do you feel like, do you close that off because you're around so many people?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Clair, I think this is called Clairalience. Clairalience. It means being aliens. Clairalience. Alliance? I don't know. It's being able to smell odors that don't have any kind of physical source. So it could include smelling the perfume or cigarette smoke of somebody who's passed, but every time they come around, like you smell that because that's the presence of that person. And it's used as a sign of their presence around us. So when our sense of smell is strong and distinct, we may find that certain smells connect us to the past memory, or we may be drawn into working such as a florist, wine taster, perfume fragrance creator.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you ever had that? Like smelled something that wasn't there?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about a toot.
Right.
I'm not talking when you crop dust somebody. Yeah. Okay, Clairgustance. This is the ability to taste something that isn't actually there. So this experience oftentimes comes from out of the blue when a deceased loved one is attempting to communicate a memory or association with a particular food or beverage that reminds us of them. So if we have heightened sense of taste, this would make us natural chefs, bakers, or food critics. So, for example, when I was doing a reading one time, I had a lady that was showing me her making tamales in her kitchen, and I could smell them.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. But just seeing her whole process, she was showing me like her whole process to her granddaughter. Like they had a whole process, and then her granddaughter was like up on a chair and she was showing her like how to do this whole, it was like a manufacturing process. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In their kitchen. Yeah. It was pretty crazy cool. Yeah. But you've never had that where you've tasted something that wasn't there?
No.
No. You can actually do that, like as a class. So if you're in a class or something and you say, okay, everybody close your eyes, think of a big juicy burger, take a bite of the burger, taste the burger in your mouth. You can actually have people do that, and they'll taste it. Not everybody, but only if they have that.
Yeah.
Clairgustance.
Good way to find out, though.
Yeah.
If they do.
Yeah. Claircognizance is when you have knowledge of people or events that you would not normally have knowledge about. Spirit impresses us, not impresses us like, oh, I'm impressed, but impress upon you with truth that simply pop into our mind from out of nowhere. So an example of this would be a premonition, a forewarning of something that will happen in the future. It requires tremendous faith because often there's no practical explanation for why you would suddenly know something. Many philosophers, professors, doctors, scientists, religious and spiritual leaders, and powerful sales and business leaders tend to be highly intuitive and seem to just know the facts with a sense of certainty. If this is you, consider claircognizance one of your dominant senses. Do you have that?
No, not really.
No? Just a knowing?
Yeah, no.
No? Oh, yeah. Before we started recording, Aiden was on. Aiden's my nephew and Jessica's son. We were talking about, has this happened? And because he's the same sign as me, and so I was just asking him intuition questions to see if it's could it be a family thing? Could it be just a sign? He's a Cancer. Everything I've ever read about Cancer is basically you're highly intuitive, and
right.
I don't know a lot about the other signs. I only know that about Cancer because that was me. And same thing with Peanut. She had that too. But claircognizance is hard because all of a sudden you get just I know this, and then you're like, oh, okay. For example, we were walking downtown in Jonesboro here. It's the oldest town in the state of Tennessee. And there were these cement blocks. And somebody said, what are these cement blocks on the road for? And I said, oh, it was for when the horse-drawn carriage pulled up. It was the step up into the carriage. And they were just built into where the road is. And they were like, how do you know that? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know how I know that. And it just shot out of my mouth.
You didn't even think about it?
No.
Before you said it?
Yeah, wow. I just was like, oh, no, this is a fact. And they were like, how do you know that? And I was like,
idea.
Yeah. Claircognizance? I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
Oopsie. Yeah.
My clares.
Yeah. My e-clares.
Yeah.
My clares in my e-hole. Yeah. Do you feel are you empathic though? Do you can't feel people's energy, or you said you close it off, you think?
Well, the thing about it is I come in contact with so many people every day that it's a lot. I already have enough of my own emotion.
Yeah.
But if I start tapping into other people's emotions, then it's overwhelming for me.
Yeah.
I'll just be bawling my eyes out and I don't even know why.
Oh, yeah.
And when you're cutting hair, you can't do that because you got to be able to see.
Right. That's
and when
important.
You're teaching, you got to act like, you can't, well, not that you can't have a sensitive side, but you can, but you're supposed to be the person they look up to. You can't be falling apart at your desk.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I try to close it off as much as I can. I do sometimes find that with students, it's hard because if you have somebody that's very emotional type of person and I have too much conversations with them, I start getting too overwhelmed and I have to walk away. And I don't want to just walk away.
Yeah.
But that's just...
Yeah. So when you turn it off, if you're able to turn it off, do you have a way of doing that? Do you have a how would you say you turn it off?
I more or less try to consciously block it out.
Okay.
And not about what they're going through in their life.
Yeah.
If I'm having a conversation with them at school, I'm trying to keep it just about school and not about personal stuff.
Gotcha.
Because the more that I know about their personal life, the more I get tapped into their feelings.
Yeah.
So if I don't ask questions and I don't know, then I don't tap into it. So
Gotcha.
that's how
Well, I think too, would you consider yourself, would you say you're a people pleaser or no?
Yeah, again, it depends on the situation that I'm in. If
Okay.
I'm working at the salon, yes, but if I'm at school, no.
Okay. Only asking that because as a people pleaser, recovering people pleaser, what I notice as people pleasers, we want to fix it, right?
Yeah.
So like when somebody is giving information and their life's falling apart and, they don't have, whatever, and we want to fix it. And so then we get emotionally attached because we're trying to fix it. Where what I learned to do is just be an observer, right? Like I can still ask questions, but I don't have to get emotionally attached because I'm not trying to fix it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe that might help at the salon,
Yeah.
just in the sense of I'm not trying to fix anything.
Right.
Yeah. I'm just keeping all my energy for me. And so I'm just listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't have to take it in either. You know what I mean?
It's
Yeah.
hard to do that because I am the type that if somebody tells me that, let's say for instance, they're living out of their car, I'm going to go home that night and I'm not going to sleep because I'm laying in bed thinking about them sleeping in their car. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah,
So.
but I think too we can give resources, you know what I mean?
Right.
But we don't have to go out and you don't have to go find a place for them and pay for somewhere to live. You know what I mean? And sometimes we don't know what their circumstance is. They might have taken an axe to the walls and then they got kicked out,
Correct.
So I think sometimes we just go into fix it mode and then really it comes back to get us because we didn't realize what type of person they really are because they're only showing us this much when really this much is behind the curtain.
Correct.
Yeah. Also, what I learned too is if somebody's sharing something, sometimes I'll just ask, what do you need from me? Like, how can I support you?
Right.
And then if they're like, I just needed to share that information with somebody, then you don't have to do anything with it. Not saying you won't think about it because it's hard, because then when you go home, then you're grateful for your house and, the things that you have.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But at the same time, again, we don't know what somebody signed up for. We don't know what happened. We don't, know any of that. So a lot of time, I put in rocks, you know what I mean? Before I used to energetically just put on spiritual bubble wrap so that everybody would just pop the bubbles, and then it just wouldn't get to me. But then what I realized is that's very claustrophobic, because you have so much coming at you and then it's just popping the bubbles. And it for me, it was actually loud. And then it was very close. So I just started to push my energy out. And so the bigger I pushed my energy out, then it was almost like people couldn't even see me, which I don't know how you missed this fat mouth and this loud hair and this, you know what I mean? I'm high kicking all over in life. You know what I mean? It's not easy to miss this. For example, we were at the flea market this weekend and our friend texted us and said, hey, well, they call me Jimmy because they talk to text and it changes it and it's wrong. She said, call Jenny McKinney, and it said, calling Jimmy Kenny. And so, instead of Jen McKinney, so now they call me Jimmy. But they were like, hey, Jimmy, start laughing so we can find you. And I was but I had tripped, and then I started laughing anyway, and then they were like, oh, there you are. Because I know I look stupid. Because I tripped. Yeah. Usually when we trip in life, Josh and I have a thing, if you trip and you look real stupid, we call you out. We're like, you tripped! So when I have hiking groups, and if somebody trips and I forget, and I'm like, oh, you tripped! But I'm not they're like, I did. That was hard. That was a hard trip.
That's fun.
Yeah. But I'm like, that's why we have walking sticks, so you don't go down. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Ooh, good stuff. Yeah. Well, do you have any other ways of kind of just how would you say you stay positive? I mean, with so much going on, I'm sure you have your ups and downs. You're probably like a heartbeat. You know what I mean? You probably flatline it sometimes, and then it's up and down. You know what I mean? You're just still trying to keep on trucking, but really
just meditate. That's all I can say. I just try to meditate. Take 5 minutes to myself either at the beginning of the day or at the end of the day. But if I didn't do it in the morning, I definitely have to do it at night.
Yeah.
Just to kind of unwind and make sure that, I'm not taking anything to sleep with me and I'm not waking up with anything.
Right. Yeah. Do you ever write anything down to like let go of it?
Yeah, I have to journal a lot.
Yeah?
I do it throughout the day though. I don't just do it at one certain time. I try to do it throughout the day.
Yeah.
When I have time. So
would you say, do you journal to like let stuff go, that things you want, or is it just like a all encompassing, like it just depends on the Yeah, gotcha. So if it's somebody, I mean, not that anybody who's reading your journal or should be, but I just think it would be funny if it's like, oh, like I have a great life, and then I hate Judy, or like whatever they're saying. You know what I mean? And then they're like, wow. Like, what's happening? I'm not saying you should have 5 journals for anything. I'm just saying, like, it's just funny to think about, Yeah. Like, if you're putting everything and anything in there, then, yeah, that's pretty funny. But, yeah, awesome. Well, do you have any advice for anybody else that's, kind of doing what you're doing? Just trying to, I don't even know, I would say you're doing your best. I mean, I know that's all you can do. I would say, I don't know that it's living your best life, because I feel like that's a lot. 3 kids, 3 jobs, a house, a yard, all the things. So, yeah, I don't know. How do you?
I don't know about advice. Buy a notebook. And honestly, like, I don't have time for dating. My kids ask me all the time, how come you don't go out on a date or something? Because I don't have time.
Yeah. We're like, I'm lucky I eat and go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not worried about being in a relationship right this second in my life. So,
yeah.
When I find time, I'll make time then. But until then, I do so much. But.
Yeah. Do you think, is your goal to eventually just, like, have one job overall?
Yeah. Just have one job and have that be enough for everything.
Yeah. Yeah, and then allow you to do whatever you want. Like, if you want to teach at night, that's great. And if you don't have to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times.
Good stuff. I know. Yeah. Well, hey, this is for you and for the audience. So this week on May 18th, which is Saturday, also is supposed to be the luckiest day of the year. For this week, watch what you're putting out there, watch what your intentions are, because it's going to be escalated and you're going to be able to easily manifest things. So, watch what you're thinking about, make sure you're grateful, make a list, make a list of things that you're grateful for, and then, put things out there. This week is supposed to be a very powerful week to make things happen for the rest of the year. So put things out there, make things happen. Yeah.
Right.
And you have to put emotions to those things. You can't just write it down and then go, I manifested. Look at me. You know what I mean? It doesn't just happen. You have to, the work is the emotion that you attach to it. So let's say if you're looking for one full-time job, then you can, see your offer letter and feel the feeling of working at one place and then seeing your paycheck, that's enough to cover everything. And insurance and, all the things that you need in life. So, yes, I'm excited. There's something really big coming. I
hope it's this chick moving out of my house. That's what I hope.
I can journal for that too. We can make some stuff happen. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I think you need more than that moving out, but we can get it as a start, Yeah, good stuff. I'm excited to see what happens, and yeah, I don't know. I'm just so excited. I know I've been saying this for like 2 or 3 years that something big's coming, but it's for real. It's here and it's coming quick. And one last thing I wanted to share real quick is I had told our audience before that I worked with Cindy Kaza and my mentor Natalie, and they are both coming to Philadelphia August 2nd to the 4th. So happy birthday to you. Probably going to be in Pennsylvania.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, but they're doing an in-person class. Right now, if you go if you go to Cindy Kaza's Facebook page, she's got a link to it. The first 10 people that sign up get $100 off, which is pretty great. But it's a 3-day in-person class, and I'm pretty excited about it. It's gonna be a game changer. I can feel it. So
that is awesome.
Yeah, and it's gonna be just a small group, so we get to hang out with her. Hello? What? Oh man. Might have to bring her some red lipstick. What? All right, miss. Well, thanks for being here. I appreciate your time. Keep on trucking. You know, I know that you're working really hard and making things happen. So
thank you for having me. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, and if anyone is in need of a healing session or a pick-me-up, have you lost your laugh, you know, after you've lost somebody or lost something? It could be a friendship, you know, if you're going through the grieving process of loss of something, you know, feel free to reach out. You can also book a session on my website, jenny-mckinney.com, and go to sessions, and then you can book on there with me. And I've opened up my schedule. June and July are filling up quick, so get in there and let's get some stuff happening for you. Let's, you know, clear some blocks
make that
if you haven't.
appointment.
I know. Yeah.
I'm super excited for you.
Oh no, it's a good time. I'm excited. Oh man. All right, miss. Well, I'll talk to you again soon, but
okay.
Yeah, we'll have you on again soon, and we'll see you again.
Okay. Thanks for having me.
Okay, see ya.
Okay, bye.